All right, Shalom. Let's start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Arachak, Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Whoa, 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 alert. We know that the second woes are already past, and the third woe is definitely cooking up quickly. Now, the latest news right now is that Ukraine actually carried through and decided to strike inside of Russia with Western weapons, U.S. weapons. Just maybe less than a week ago, there was a space radar station in Crimea that's controlled by Russian forces that also got attacked. It got striked. And you could just see that they're doing a lot of provoking. And Putin already then came out and warned NATO against allowing Ukraine to attack inside of their region with Western weapons. So this shit is finna get definitely interesting. All right, shit is finna go up. And matter of fact, and you see these headlines. Putin says Russia could provide long-range weapons to others to strike Western targets. And he set this warning NATO that I hope y'all understand that, you know, you're closer and, you know, we can definitely, you're in range. You know, we can get your little smaller, dense populated countries. And I don't think he's bluffing. But right now, you know, they're actually coming out and confirming this attack. First, a U.S. official came out and stated it. And then now they're saying that a Ukrainian official is about to come out and admit to it. So, you know, be on the lookout for, you know, the news on that. But let me play this video. This was posted up by a brother endured these last days. All right, and this person right here is giving the information on what took place.
News has been confirmed that in just the past couple of hours, Russia was hit with a U.S. missile, and this was sent over from Ukraine. Now, we had heard that for several years now, the past 2 years, since the war had launched with Ukraine and Russia, that the United States had told Ukraine not to use any U.S. missiles against Russia. And Russia had said that the nation that supplies Ukraine with a missile to attack them would be held accountable, and it could be the start of World War III if NATO or the United States supplied those missiles. Well, that all changed just a couple days ago when President Joe Biden decided to flip on that stance and said that it was time, along with the support of Anthony Blinken and other nations of NATO, for Ukraine to have the ability.
There you go, Joe. There you go. Right before the election, you went on and did what you did. All right, which, you know, the elites are using him because the elites want world war. All right, this so-called holy war between, you know, the Zionists, of course, and, you know, the Islam, you know, those Muslim countries. But Russia, you know, has a pivotal role in this whole war, which we all know, according to prophecy, they're known as Gog and Magog, pursuing Ezekiel the 38th chapter, also known as the modern Medes, because they control, you know, the land of the ancient Medes. All right. And they're being stirred up. And they're going to be the ones that's going to lead the pack, if you will, in these countries that are against the Western forces. They're going to actually, you know, go to war and it's going to turn into a nuclear war. All right. Matter of fact, let me get Isaiah, of course. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5 says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." And we know that it's the Heavenly Father, who's mustering the host of the battle. He wants this to escalate because it's going to lead into further conflict and buildup of, war. And, there's, of course, have the War of Armageddon, where all these troops are going to be, gathered centered in the middle of the earth for this world war. And because everybody's holding nuclear arsenals, everybody's going to be forced to use it at some point. All right. And the Lord is going to control that. Isaiah 13. Yeah, Isaiah 13 and verse 4 says, "The noise of a multitude in the mountains like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together." And you're going to have the northern country, which is Russia. They're going to have all these other countries that are allied with them. All right. And it says, "The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle." The Lord is the one who's gathering these armies, preparing them. It says, "They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land." And that whole land is talking about Babylon, America. So eventually the whole world is going to get sick and tired. And they're going to, empty their silos on Babylon the Great. You read Jeremiah 50, 51. All you that bend the bow, prepare your arrows, bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows. That's going to happen. And, it's many different things that the West keeps on doing to, provoke and cause the escalation to where it gets to that point. Right. So this is one of those steps. All right. Now this is, now you're asking for war, because they already told you and warned you of consequences if you allow a strike on Russia with your weapons. I'm gonna hold you accountable as well as them. So yeah, this is finna get thick. But let me continue.
To use weapons against Russia and to attack Russia if necessary. And Russia saying that whatever nation supplied Ukraine with those weapons, that they would be held accountable. And we have heard that that has just changed in the past couple hours as Ukraine has launched U.S. missiles into Russia. It has been confirmed, video footage released, as Ukraine strikes into Russia with Western weapons, officials have confirmed. So it has been confirmed that Ukraine has hit Russia with U.S. missiles. And we're going to be seeing the response from Russia as a result of what has unfolded over just the past couple hours. Now, I'm going to be giving you the latest updates on this.
Yep. Whoa, man. All right. So, real quick. Let me get the latest countdown video that I put up on my other channel. The third woe. And I believe it was part 13. All right. And let me skip up so y'all can hear what Putin was saying, just about a week ago. And of course, you ain't going to understand what he's saying because he's speaking in Russian, but, they actually have the subtitles so you can read along with what he's saying.
Представители стран НАТО, особенно в Европе, особенно в малых странах, они должны вообще отдавать себе отчет, с чем они играют. Они должны помнить о том, что это, как правило, государство с небольшой территорией, с очень плотным населением. И этот фактор, который они должны иметь в виду, прежде чем говорить о нанесении ударов вглубь российской территории. И вообще, эта постоянная эскалация может привести к серьезным последствиям.
So he said it. He warned NATO. Okay, let me bring it back. Representatives of NATO countries, especially in Europe, especially in small countries, they should be aware of what they are playing with.
С чем они играют? Они должны помнить о том, что это, как правило, государство с небольшой территорией, с очень плотным населением. И этот фактор, который они должны иметь в виду, прежде чем говорить о нанесении ударов вглубь российской территории. И вообще.
See, Putin is reestablishing that power, man. All right. They're not these smaller countries that, you know, the West can just walk over and bully. Russia is a superpower as well. So he's telling these European NATO countries, hey, respectively, y'all need to really be aware of who y'all messing with. All right, because we're not Syria, we're not Libya, we're not Yugoslavia. All right, all these little countries that you've been bullied over the years, we're not them. That's basically what he's saying here. He said they should remember that as countries with small, densely populated territories, and this is a factor that they should keep in mind before talking about striking. And here comes Sleepy Joe. Yeah, go ahead and we'll green light y'all. I'll go ahead and use our weapons to strike within their borders. Good shit, Joe. Good shit, man. Let's get this popping, man. Do as much damage as you can do on your way out of the door, or unless things start to escalate to the point where we don't have an election, right? And that'll pretty much secured Biden into the White House as dictator, because they could suspend the election, you know, if war actually takes place. So we're gonna really see, you know, what this all brings. But he was warning, and then just less than a week later, they did exactly what he was warning against. So now we got to sit back and wait on, you know, Russia's response and the inevitable escalation. All right. And this is all the Lord's doing, man. And this is beautiful. Let me get Joel 3 and verse 9. And it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And right now you got these BRICS nations, since they're tied up and allied with Russia. I'm sure Russia's going to make sure everybody within that alliance, even the ones who newly joined, they're going to make sure that they're armed, that they're prepared. Because right now it's either NATO or BRICS. And Russia is giving these European countries the ultimatum. Ain't nobody finna straddle the fence. You either all right with BRICS and you're going to be willing to do business with BRICS nations, or you can just stick with NATO. That's where it's going. But all these other smaller countries, Russia is they're gonna start arming, because like it tells you back in Ezekiel the 38th chapter, that Russia is going to be a guard unto these other countries, particularly Persia, Libya, Ethiopia, those northern African countries, Persia, which is Iran, you know, which they recently a part of BRICS now. So it's finna go there, man. And then you already have the escalation between Israel and Iran, and they just attacked Rafah, and that's causing a major division amongst the beast, you know, these NATO countries. They don't support what's happening, but you know, it is what it is. The least of the flock shall draw them out and make them desolate along with them. Jeremiah 49 and was it 20? So they're constantly poking the bear. Okay. Isaiah 13 and 17. As a matter of fact, let me go here real quick, because you had this Russian propagandist who came out and said basically World War III already done began. All right, this is from Newsweek. It said World War III has already begun, claims Russian state TV. An ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin has said on TV that World War III is already underway. Vladimir Solovyov, a state TV host and one of the most well-known figures in Kremlin-backed media, made the remarks on Russia One channel. An excerpt of the broadcast was shared on X, formerly known as Twitter, by Anton Gerashchenko, a former advisor to Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs. Russia has no intentions of any real negotiations or peace. Yeah, it's past that now. All right, it's past that. There's too much blood has been spilled on both sides. It is bloodthirsty, wrote Gerashchenko on Tuesday. And then this is the video clip right here.
Кроме этого, так как мы понимаем, что задача идет и поставлена, плана Б нет, уничтожение России. Это значит, мы должны...
Hopefully y'all can see those the subtitles or the caption of what he's, because the caption is in English, so you should be able to read what he's actually saying. So let me bring it back and play it.
Кроме этого, так как мы понимаем, что задача идет и поставлена, плана Б нет, уничтожение России. Это значит, мы должны создать все условия для нанесения колоссального ущерба живой силе и технике войск НАТО, находящихся в любой точке базирования в мире. Это значит, мы должны поддерживать все прокси-движения, снабжая им всем необходимым, в какой бы точке мира они ни находились. Мы должны создать такое количество проблем этим странам, чтобы у них меньше всего осталось внимания и времени на то, чтобы работать с нами. Должны взрываться военные заводы, склады по всей...
And that would be strategic too, because right now, while NATO is divided over what's going on in Palestine, so their focus is on that, trying to establish peace and trying to get Satan Yahoo's bloodthirsty ass to chill out. They can carry out some strategic moves against NATO and force NATO to what are you going to do? Because the whore that rides you, she's causing this. She's putting you in hot water with us. We're going to make it very difficult for y'all around the world. And they have the firepower to do it. They have the alliances, all that. So that's basically what's being said right now.
Всей территории НАТО, если там производится и находится оборудование, предназначенное для удара по России. Хотите Третью мировую войну? Вы уже находитесь в ней.
Oof, you want World War III? You already in it. And especially with this latest move, and they're confirming it, yeah, we right at the doorstep, man. All right, so let me get Revelation 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Yeah, the Lord finna speed things up, man. All right, and then the MOTB system is being rolled out all over the world right now. All these major systems being put into place, for everything digital, for everything to be in the use of digital chipping technology. Yeah, everything is lining up beautifully, like the Lord said, man. All right, to quote Habakkuk 2, you know, the vision was yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So we're climbing there, man. It's getting there. All right, and let me get this in Matthew 24 and starting at 6, of course. And it says, and you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And, you know, we seeing that the Chinese making mock simulations of Taiwan attacks and invasions. You know, signaling that, you know, any day that they can move in on Taiwan, and that's going to catch America off guard, because they're trying to, you know, they got their hands in Taiwan. You know, the Ukraine. So America is spread thin all over the place. They're gonna find themselves, you know, in deep water around the world, and this is beginning to look like a rerun, going back to the ancient Roman Empire, when they were spread too thin, fighting too many wars, as their economy was tanking. All right, it says, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and you know, with all this extreme weather we've been dealing with, yeah, famine is inevitable. Pestilences, all these diseases. You know, they saying that the bird flu finally then reached the humans. So we're gonna see where this goes. All right. You know, you got all these super bugs, you got all type of viruses and diseases spreading all over the place. They got these venomous flying spiders on the East Coast that they're detecting. So yeah, pestilences everywhere. It says, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So yeah, boy, man, this is good news. Okay. And let me get this in Jeremiah 4 and 19, and it says, my bowels, I am painted at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace, because thou hast heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war. Okay. And we're blowing a trumpet and sounding an alarm in the Lord's holy mountain that, hey, war is definitely coming. All right. War is going to come against you tribes here in the States. You know, them bringing all them migrants into the country. You already know is you know, you Jakes finna get set up. All right. Martial law can happen once shit gets chaotic. You know, if they start causing these so-called attacks that they've been anticipating in the country, it's gonna get ugly. You know, hyperinflation, all type of stuff. So war is definitely coming, man. You know, war to America and war around the world. So, like the scriptures say, let's be circumspect, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. And, you know, I'm going to pretty much end off with that. You know, I can go to the, you know, Jeremiah 50, 51. You know, matter of fact, Shalakia, I was supposed to actually hit Isaiah 13. That's what I was supposed to do. Because the Lord did say that he's going to, you know, stir up the Medes, and that's what's going down. Isaiah 13 and 17, it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, or shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And it could be no amount of money that can change their mind about, you know, going to war with the West. Okay. It's no bargaining deal, no treaty, no peace treaty. No, they already said it. There's no peace. Okay. So obviously wars are imminent, and that's what the Lord wants. He's a man of war. War is not going to stop until Esau's world ends. When our kingdom is established, you know, when the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans are finally in power, you know, being the true Israelites of the Bible, that's when these nations are, you know, they're not going to, because they're going to be taken down by Yahushua and his armies. And once that happens, they're going to be under subjugation. The power is going to be shifted to Yahushua and the children of Israel. And these nations, they're not going to lift up sword against each other anymore. They shall not learn war anymore. That's Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. All right. But for right now, this is the Lord's movie, and this is the world stage. And this is the theater of war right now. All right. Leading up to Esau's destruction. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. Meaning you're just going to get blown, or should I say you're going to melt by them ICBMs, where you're going to disintegrate into the elements. All right, it says, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. They're not going to have any compassion. They're not going to care, you know, what about the children or the babies? You know, the very same attitude that the Zionists have right now in Palestine, all those Palestinian people. They don't give a damn that babies are getting blown away. They want blood. So the Lord's gonna put that same spirit on the West's enemies. It tells you that in Ezekiel 38 that they're gonna think that evil thought. So yeah, the Lord's gonna make them think that thought. It says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And we already know the story. We already know what happened with those cities. All right. So, Lord willing, you know, this does escalate. You know, it's gonna be a beautiful thing to see, and you know, brothers are definitely gonna do videos on it. I'm sure the elders Ariella from Dallas and Rachaya Kwam from the London camp possibly gonna, you know, I can see them doing a World War III algorithm, you know, especially when this escalates. So anyway, Lord willing, Yahweh edify them and give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And until the next one, Shalom.